My name is Ankit Chandra. I'm a research program manager at the Doherty Water Food Global Institute. I'm an ag engineer by background and training. As a part of the policy team, I work at the intersection of ag technology, entrepreneurship, and policy. I joined Water Food Institute in 2020, right after I completed my master's degree in agricultural and biological systems engineering from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I joined Water Food because of the job position that offered a really good mix of research and entrepreneurship programs related to my background, but it also offered a really good professional development toolkit. So that's the kind of toolkit I would like to develop for myself, both professionally and personally. I would also say that I love Nebraska, and agriculture and water management is at the heart of Nebraska, and I'm fortunate to share some of the Nebraska's strength with the world. The research position I am in has a good mix of planning and executing projects in the real world. Sometimes I'm just doing analysis and writing on my laptop. Other days I'm traveling in the fields doing field research, and some days I'm talking to stakeholders like CEOs, startup founders, investors, accelerators, industry partners, and people in academia, growers, and so on. So I love the flexibility, I love the diverse responsibility and collaborative nature of my job, and especially brainstorming with my team members and collaborators. We are always working on something new and exciting, so that's a great stuff. So at the Institute, I run and manage an ag entrepreneurship program in the United States and South Asia, and I conduct research related to ag water management. A few projects to mention would be a deep dive and study of irrigation-related entrepreneurial approaches and ecosystems in several geographies. I'm also working on another project in collaboration with the Valmont Industries here in Nebraska around agricultural water conservation and stewardship. We've also been working and involved in several projects around water management and entrepreneurship in smallholder setups in sub-Saharan Africa. So my projects vary from smallholder setting to working with large farms and corporates in the United States. And these projects ties up together very well and serve the larger mission of water food around engagement, research, and education around water and food security. So one of the projects that were well taken and appreciated was the Nebraska AgTech Startup Ecosystem Mapping. While I created that map, I really enjoyed working with varied range of stakeholders, and the brightest entrepreneurs and collaborators in Nebraska, such as the Combine and Invest Nebraska. I was very young when I started Farmenzi in India. Farmenzi was a farm-to-business model ag-tech startup that I started with some of my friends back in 2015. Our goal was to get more financial benefits into the hands of smallholder farmers in India by enhancing their crop productivity and marketing access. So that's where I learned a lot of foundations and basic of entrepreneurship, running a business, raising funding, and venture capital culture. I feel fortunate to have learned multiple lessons in agricultural entrepreneurship about what one should do and what one shouldn't. And I'm very fortunate to apply those skills and lessons and applications in my current work. Yeah, so my research in sub-Saharan Africa took an agronomic and economic and engineering analysis of communities center pivot irrigation systems. And there is a large irrigation scheme in eastern Rwanda called the Kajitumba irrigation scheme, for which I did the performance assessment. The findings of the research were really interesting. We had several findings in the research, but one of the major findings that was from the research was farmers-run mechanized irrigation schemes are hard to achieve success in terms of increasing crop productivity and overall profitability. While the farmers-run center pivots were not very successful, within the same irrigation project, there were cooperatives working under these center pivots doing farming, and those cooperatives had a profitable balance sheet in terms of agriculture profitability.